The ESTJ at work. The ESTJ is the executive, life's administrator, they may say. 90% of corporate America is of the TJ function, but you will find that some point in your career you have worked for somebody who is likely an ESTJ. They are typically found as executives, as senior level people, as directors in any corporation, any sector. You could be in finance, get CFO as an ESTJ, or you can be in a strictly sales organization and you will still get the ESTJ. My last video was on the ISTJ, and the difference is with the ESTJ is they exhibit a lot of the same qualities of an ISTJ. The big difference is their ability to deal with people is very useful for them as they rise up through an organization. One thing you'll see from an ESTJ is they are able to take the qualities of data-driven analysis. They're able to follow through on all projects and commitments. They're able to focus on many different tasks and complete them, but they have the people-oriented side that allows them to, in a way, play the right pieces to get ahead in an organization. That's not necessarily in a manipulative way, it could be, but it's in a way to figure out how do I play the game right to get where I need to be. And that is one reason why you'll see them typically at the top of organizations. Much like the ISTJ, they will always follow what works. Typically, a phrase you'll hear them say a lot is, look, I've been in this business a long time. I know a thing or two. I know how it works. The downside of this is because they figured out how it works, somebody else coming in making a suggestion that could be a threat to the thing that they've built will be met with a very rigid response a lot of the time. So that is one of the downfalls of the ESTJ profile and the ISTJ in general, is that once they've figured out the structure of how things work, they're very hard to move away from that. Now, an interesting thing for people that have actually been close to an ESTJ in a corporate environment is the one thing you'll find is their introverted feeling, which is their worst function. It's called the inferior function. The introverted feeling part of their personality, if not very developed, can be somewhat shocking to see in times of crisis. And that's when it usually shows up. So control is very important to them. Controlling their environment, controlling outcomes. As you rise up in an organization, ESTJs, as they have more power, will get used to just making things happen because of their influence. Now, when a situation, like say, for example, COVID comes around, which is out of their control as much as they'd want to, you'll see a lot of the emotional reactions that come out that are quite shocking because usually they're so in tune with how things work and are able to control it. You'll see a lot of anger. You might see a lot of suggestions just immediately shot down with how to deal with it because they're not used to it. So that last function of theirs, that FI, it's called FI, but it really stands for Introverted Feeling. You will see as executives grow, and if they have a good coach or someone that understands MBTI, as soon as they're able to take that feeling and translate it into a way to be better with the team or to not be so rigid, you will find people are their allies and work for them rather than work in fear of them, which I think a lot of ESTJs find is effective early on in their career. ESTJs will typically gravitate towards coworkers or colleagues that understand their style and work within their structure very well. They tend to have their back a little bit more than people that are constantly in competition or testing their theories, because the last thing you ever want to do with an ESTJ is contradict their authority or the way that they do things. That will always lead to internal conflict. I would be interested to hear from you guys your experience working with ESTJs and if this is very accurate. And if you are a known ESTJ, please comment and let me know if this is accurate. If you or your organization sees what I'm doing here and says, wow, that guy knows what he's talking about, please message me. Let's get together. Let's talk about how I can help your organization, and we can definitely work together and see where MBTI counseling might be of service to your organization. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Appreciate it.